Joe Rogan has a frequent habit of making many people angry with what he says on his podcast. This time, the outrage from the targeted people has been bigger than ever. It is because this time, Rogan has gone after the elites who are attempting to steal land in Maui. All of this and how it's happening, all of it is going to be covered by us today. Joe Rogan with Tulsi Gabbard. Recently, Joe Rogan raised a compelling concern regarding the elite figures who are actively pursuing land acquisition from the residents of Maui. He questioned the moral basis behind seizing land from individuals precisely when they are most vulnerable, a circumstance that has left many Maui residents grappling with the loss of their homes and the potential loss of their ancestral land. This issue has become the foremost worry for the people of Lahaina, particularly those connected to the U.S. Army Reserve. Adding credence to these concerns, Tulsi Gabbard, a former U.S. representative for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District, confirmed that Maui's residents were anxious about the state's intentions to assume ownership of their ancestral land. This move, however, is not solely confined to the state government's interests. It appears that elites and investors are also eyeing land in Maui, offering residents meager compensation in return. These wealthy real estate investors and developers have been making overtures to purchase the land ravaged by fires, exacerbating the residents' distress. During a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan conversed with Tulsi Gabbard, delving into the response to the Maui fires. In this podcast, Joe Rogan exposed the troubling allegations of land grabbing that had been circulating. Tulsi Gabbard's confirmation of these suspicions lent weight to the seriousness of the situation. In essence, Joe Rogan's discussion with Gabbard highlighted the unsettling reality that both the state and external elites are actively pursuing the acquisition of Maui residents' land, casting a shadow of uncertainty and anxiety over the community's future. The proposal to seize land affected by the Maui wildfires for purposes like workforce housing or a memorial has sparked widespread discontent among the public, who view it as morally reprehensible and a violation of people's rights and sovereignty. This news has shocked the community, who perceive it as a complete lack of empathy and poor timing on the part of the authorities to broach the subject of land acquisition immediately following a catastrophic tragedy, interpreting it as a blatant abuse of power. Moreover, it reflects a callous disregard for the immense suffering endured by those affected. Tulsi Gabbard highlighted the stark irony that while the state sought to take possession of land belonging to others, they offered meager funds as a merger incentive to help individuals earn a living in a place notorious for its exorbitant cost of living. The announcement of a paltry $700 payment from the Biden administration's lead disaster response administrator was perceived as profoundly insulting. Gabbard recounted her efforts, including flying from the main airport in Maui to a smaller one near the affected area to deliver much-needed supplies to the beleaguered community. She underscored how the delayed response of the mayor compounded the suffering of families and communities already grappling with losses, all while the governor's proposal to annex their land added insult to injury. Oprah's Maui operation. Lahaina's growing apprehension grows as the governor contemplates taking control of the land ravaged by wildfires. For generations, this prospect has instilled fear in a community deeply rooted in that area. This news has ignited outrage among the general populace, who find it profoundly unjust that the government would consider appropriating land from residents. At the same time, individuals like Oprah Winfrey possess vast acreage. It's widely known that after more than 15 years of maintaining a part-time residence in Maui, the renowned talk show host has recently expanded her property holdings in the Aloha State, as reported by local news sources. Oprah invested approximately $6.6 million in acquiring 4 parcels of agricultural land totaling 870 acres in Kula, Maui. Notably, 2 parcels were purchased from Ulu Palikwa Ranch just last month. These 2 acquisitions comprised a 520-acre tract acquired for $3.89 million and another 330-acre parcel secured for $2.47 million. It was also reported that Winfrey added 2 additional 10-acre portions of land towards the end of the preceding year, each acquired for $100,000. It's worth noting that before these recent purchases, Winfrey already owned over 100 acres of land in Maui, bringing her total land ownership on the island to approximately 1,000. Consequently, public opinion converges on the belief that rather than displacing the affected residents, the government could explore utilizing some of Oprah Winfrey's substantial land holdings to address the community's pressing concerns. The cold calling and emails. However, reports also indicate that after the devastating wildfires, residents whose homes were razed to the ground received unsolicited offers from off-island real estate investors seeking to acquire their land. There are reports of residents receiving phone calls from affluent real estate investors and developers keen on purchasing their land ravaged by the fires. These offers, characterized as predatory by experts due to their timing immediately following the fire's destruction, have prompted local authorities to protect residents who are not only dealing with the trauma of losing their homes and livelihoods, but also mourning the loss of loved ones. One Maui resident, Goldine Loe, the owner of a property in Napoli, just north of Lahaina, disclosed to CBS that she has been approached by 5 different entities with offers to purchase her house, even though it was not affected by the wildfires. Loe expressed her dismay and discomfort regarding the tone of the emails that inundated her inbox shortly after the fires swept through the area. She recounted that one of the offers came from an individual who identified himself as part of a small consortium of real estate investors specializing in properties in and around Lahaina. In one of the emails, she was informed that her home had been identified as a potential investment opportunity. The message, addressing Goldine by name, conveyed the following: "It's prudent to assess the current value of your home. We've evaluated your property, and you may be eligible for a cash offer." She conveyed her frustration, highlighting that these messages seemed to callously inquire, "Are you willing to abandon your community and trade your home for cash amid a tragedy?" In her view, this exemplified a profound lack of empathy and compassion on the part of those behind the pitch. Another solicitation she received originated from an undisclosed team of real estate investors based in Amarillo, Texas. In their message, they emphasized the red-hot nature of the real estate market, particularly in Lahaina. They asserted that they had identified her property as one they were interested in acquiring, offering to make an all-cash purchase to expedite the process and maximize her benefits. The action of the people. Troy Andrade, a law professor and the director of the Ululahua Scholars Program at the William S. Richardson School of Law at the University of Hawaii in Manoa, is actively engaged in providing immediate relief and education to the people of Malawi. His mission is to shield them from the predatory tactics of realtors who, he asserts, are swarming the community. Andrade's efforts aim to allow this community a respite, while they grapple with external pressures attempting to exploit their dire situation. He conveyed his commitment to CBS, stating, "We are trying to help this community at least take a breather while outside pressures are trying to come in and capitalize on this horrific situation." Many residents still mourn their losses and struggle to secure necessities, with some enduring power and water shortages. Concurrently, the community is grappling with an influx of undue influence from the Hawaii Department of Commerce. The Department of Commerce's Consumer Affairs Division issued 2 separate warnings on August 14th regarding predatory real estate solicitations targeting residents. In these notices, the department cautioned Maui residents to remain vigilant against unsolicited property purchase offers. While property owners maintain the right to sell their properties, the department emphasized that unsolicited offers could result in owners receiving less than the fair market value. The agency listed various enticing features of all cash offers, including a swift closing, a hassle-free transaction, a pre-closing cash advance, clearing loans without commissions and attorney's fees, and foreclosure avoidance. These incentives often pressure property owners into signing contracts under tight time constraints, preventing them from making informed decisions or seeking advice. A subsequent notice revealed that individuals have been cold calling landowners, aiming to purchase properties from those who have suffered losses and exploiting their vulnerable state, potentially thwarting predatory speculators from seizing their land. Responding to this issue, Hawaii Governor Josh Green issued an emergency proclamation, making it illegal to solicit Maui residents to sell their land. However, this move raises questions about the state's involvement in land acquisition efforts if such measures are necessary. Who's got the back of the resilient folks in Maui? The island's residents are in a real showdown with the local, state, and federal powers that be, all gunning for their precious land. They're not backing down, but they could sure use your support. So why not spread the word in your unique style, because Maui needs you. Now, let's get chatty about the Maui situation. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, this video is all about speculation and opinions. And if you've enjoyed this ride, remember to hit that thumbs up button and join us for more thrilling updates. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Kyo!